Hello, family. My name is Chris. I am your home gamer dad, and welcome back to my next session for Final Girl, continuing our way through Series 3. This feature film was the one that I was the most excited for. I knew that both IPs that are represented here, yes, there are two, if you can believe that, and just seeing the characters, seeing the setting, a few of the cards, and just the idea behind it all, I was jumping up and down for joy, screaming as loud as I could about how awesome it is. But you need to take a step back, because the louder you are, the more dangerous things become as you go through the town and avoid the killer stalking you along the way. So let's go ahead and sit and play the feature film, Don't Make a Sound. So as I mentioned, there's actually two inspirations within this feature film. Normally when you get something like that, the killer represents something out there in the world of horror, you know, a famous slasher or monster or IP or something along that ways. And the location is something that generally ties to them. So like Dr. Fright with Maple Lane is Freddy Krueger and Elm Street. The Evo Morph and the USS Conrad is the Xenomorph and the Nostromo. So it's basically a combination of those two put together. Occasionally there may be some weird stuff here and there mixed with, but ideally speaking, the location has something to do with the killer, but it's kind of also its standalone thing. Here, completely separate things, but they work so well together. First off, we have the killer, which is the Eyeless. They are based off of the Death Angels that you will find within the movie's Quiet Place. So there's 3 Quiet Place movies, and I believe that there's a series coming out for it. These are the monsters that came in from the sky. They came in through these giant meteors and everything, landed on the planet, and they hunt using like supersonic hearing. They open up their heads, and they have all these like weird sensors inside of them that hunt sound, and they hunt people that way, and you have to be super, super quiet. Let me tell you, when I saw Quiet Place in the theaters, it was fantastic. I love all the Quiet Place movies, but the first one really hit home because I have never been in a theater that quiet in my life. Like everybody, normally you get rowdy people doing all kinds of crazy stuff like that during horror movies. Everybody was dead silent for that movie, and it's just crazy how long it went without actual, I know, right? And just knock yourself over on it, without any actual dialogue. So the Eyeless comes straight from that, using sound as a mechanic and using however it is that you want to be able to take care of it. You have to think about it as the Final Girl, because the more you do, the more noise you make, and the more it's attracted to you. As far as the location goes, we are heading to one of my favorite movies of all time. It's a schlocky B movie that not many people really expected to be as big as it is, but it spawned so many sequels, TV series, no spin-offs, but like it should have something or whatever. It doesn't really matter. We are talking about the movie Tremors, where you have these giant earth snake monster Precambrian life form, whatever the graboids are what their names are in that. They have been awoken, and they are basically digging themselves through the dirt. So these are monsters that are underneath the ground, coming up, grabbing you, pulling you down under, and eating you that way. And this takes place within Perfection, Nevada. This is the location that they're taking the inspiration from for Utopia within this feature film. Yeah, Perfection, Utopia, see all that and everything. And within Utopia, you have to deal with monstrous sand snakes that appear out of nowhere. So you have a feeling of danger within the map itself. It doesn't matter what the killer is, who it is. You can have Hans hunting through everybody, or you can have the poltergeist, you know, doing all our crazy, like, scary stuff. Regardless of all that, the sand snakes are still going to be popping up from place to place to place to place, eating people, dragging them to their deaths, increasing the blood loss, and making your life that much more difficult. And I love every single moment of it. So as always with every feature film, not only does it come with a location and a killer, but it does come with 2 final girls. You have Ronda over here, who is going to be the girl that I choose to play as for this particular run. Don't even worry about that. Whatever, it's gone. Goodbye. And then over here you have Megan. And most of the people out there that I've seen play this particular feature film use Megan. I'm just going with Ronda because I think she looks awesome. I think I don't know the stories behind this because there's the whole lore book and everything, but I feel like Ronda is like the leader of the resistance against the Eyeless, trying to like get them to go and fight back against this thing. There's an entire card out there that kind of portrays that. So, plus, I want to try somebody different. I played a few times with both of them. I lost every single time. Let me tell you, the mechanics within this are not really that bad. They're pretty simple, and I'll explain them more when I get down to the table. But man, is this hard. This is a hard one to play. Yeah, that's right. With the two of them combined together, because the Eyeless is relentless. He is so fast, it's so powerful, and will just kill multiple times in a turn. Plus then you have the sand snakes jumping up all over the place, eating whatever it is that this thing doesn't kill. So let's go ahead and get ourselves down to the table. I will be going through a tutorial for you guys to teach you about Utopia and the Eyeless, what they bring to Final Girl, what their mechanics are, and how you can expect to use them and interact with them during the course of your game. If you have any other questions about this at all, please be sure to leave them down in the description section below. Use the timestamps to jump to anything in particular, whether it be a particular rule set that you're curious about, or you just want to jump right to the gameplay. By all means, check that out down there as well. And then, of course, speaking of checking out, if you wish to add this to your collection or anything like that, there are information down in the description section below. I have various links down there to either the Van Ryder website or Amazon or Noble Knight Games. Thank you guys so much for those. Amazon and Noble Knight are affiliate links, so using them do go a long way to helping the channel, and are greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated from me to you guys, of course. But regardless of anything, if you have this already, I'd be curious of what your thoughts are as well. Till then, let's go ahead and jump into Utopia, which I'm sure is not all it's cracked up to be. Ready? Let's get to it. Ronda versus the Eyeless in Utopia. Watch those sand snakes. In a town where silence and solid ground could be your only salvation, is it fair to really call it Utopia? Let's find out today. I'm going to probably guess no, all that in the way. So as far as the Eyeless and Utopia go, they're really not that complicated, especially considering some of the more complicated stuff that has come out in Series 3. I think the Eyeless and Utopia are really nice points where an intermediate style player would be very comfortable with. This is brutal. I'm telling you right now, this is a brutal, brutal combination right here. The Eyeless is relentless, and Utopia can really mess you up. You do not get this level of like danger from a location very often within this game, and I love it. It is so, so amazing. So with that said, why don't we go ahead and just zoom on into Utopia. We'll learn about that mechanic first before I move on to the Eyeless. All right, well, the first thing you may notice about Utopia is that there are a lot of named spaces on this board. This actually has the most named spots that you're going to have in any of the locations in Final Girl, well, as of right now anyway. And that's because there is an entire deck that determines where the sandworms pop up from. So they need to have a way in order to kind of like centralize where they are and things along that ways. There are a few spaces without names on them. Those are not necessarily safe spaces, but they're safer than any of the ones with names on them. However, your safe spaces are here, here, and here because they have this like little boulder symbol on them. That's exactly what they are. These are, what is that, Precambrian rock or whatever they want to call it within the movie. Basically just solid structures that the sandworms can come through, and they can't get into, and they just kind of knock around and, you know, can't burst through. These are definitely your saving grace when pulling from the Sand Snakes deck, but they're also really good to just kind of be on for other effects for other cards. Sand Snakes deck, you ask? That happens to be over here. I'm just leaving it within the tableau right now, but this is how you're going to determine the Sand Snakes, how they strike at the end of every killer phase. You're going to draw 2 cards and you're going to resolve them one by one. And when you resolve a card, you flip it over and you see where the sand snake is going. When it hits that spot, it does 1 damage to 1 target taking this priority. It's always going to be the same priority unless you draw 1 for the rocks. And I'll show that in a moment. But it's always going to be victims, you, meaning the Final Girl, minions, and the killer. So in that order, if a sand snake bursts through that area, they just kind of pop up right here on the board, and then they attack whatever it is within that space. The game comes with this version, I guess to say, comes with 3 really awesome versions of the minis for the sand snakes. You don't need them. There's actually no tokens or anything within the base game that represents a sand snake. It just, because it just happens. That's the thing that you're supposed to kind of theater of the mind type deal and imagine it popping through. But I like actually having like a physical thing that I'm going to be using for the remainder of this playthrough. So the sand snake would pop through there, and if there was a victim on it, it would do 1 damage. If there was multiple victims on it, it would only kill 1. Now here's the other thing. Say there was 2 victims on here. Sand snake pulled through, ate the guy, pulled him back under. During the panic phase, there's technically, sand snakes are not considered really anything. They're not minions, they're not killers. You can guard against them using the guard card or retaliate, even though they can't take any damage. But if they attack you, the final girl, you can use this in order to reduce, use that to reduce damage. But once they're off the board, that's it, they're off the board. So if a victim was killed in a spot by a sand snake, it does not panic everything else within that spot. They just kind of are like, oh, they get a little freaked out or whatever, but they stand right there. Now, if they happen to be in the spot, like say it was like this, you know, two victims and the killer, and then the sand snake came in and ate 1 guy. It doesn't even have to be there. There could be over here and the sand snake came in and ate this one, then these guys would panic. Because in the panic phase, only victims in the same spot as the killer would panic. So just keep that in mind. Even if a sand snake eats somebody, only those within the killer space would still panic. Now within the sand snake's deck, there are 2 special cards that I want to talk about. The first one being this one. If you're on a rock space, you basically discard it without an effect. So out of the 2 that you draw, you get lucky and you only need to do 1. However, no matter what space you're in, otherwise, if you're in any other space, including the ones that don't have any names, that is where the sand snake attacks. And this actually has a different priority, victims and then you. So even if you're in the same spot as a killer, it's just going to attack these 2 because that's where the sand snake goes. Now, as you keep flipping and this becomes a thicker deck, eventually you're going to come across this card, which is another, you got lucky, you don't have to pull anything. However, at the end of that turn, you're going to take everything from your discard pile and shuffle it back together. So they could effectively attack the same spot multiple times, depending on how this goes. So just wanted to show those 2 off. I don't know why I flipped that over, but I definitely want to reshuffle this. The other thing in Utopia that you got to watch out for are sinkholes. These are things that'll come up through tarot cards and events and things along that way. So when a sinkhole hits the field, it basically makes the entire space unusable. So you're not going to be able to move into it. You're not going to be able to do anything into it. It is now a dead space for the remainder of the game. If there are any victims within the space when the sinkhole goes through, they all die. You have to increase the bloodlust by each victim as per normal. If the final girl and or killer is in that space, they each take 1 damage and I believe panic. Let me just double check. Yeah, so they would just panic to determine what space they would run to. So if the final girl and the the killer are in like the crossroads right here and a sinkhole opens up, they each would take a damage. You would roll 2 dice to determine where they panic to. Depending on where they go, they could be separated or whatever. But again, once a sinkhole hits the field, that is it. That is a dead space for the remainder of the game. And honestly, that's it. That is all that Utopia brings to the table. There are a collection of a lot of amazingly fun items in here that you can use. And I don't know, I feel like that this one has a lot more events than other places, but man, it's just the sheer fact that those sandworms are here and they represent the Tremors series so well that I love it. I love this already. Oh, I'm so excited. Now that we're done with talking about the sandworms, let's talk about something more, well, vicious in a sense. The Eyeless over here is all based on sound, and there is a way to track that within, they give you like a special token that I'm going to go over in a moment. Now, the first thing I do want to talk about with this is that for one, if you notice here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then times 5. Of course, I'm going to put the final token here for a total of 10. This times 5 right here came from Killer from Tomorrow, so I'm actually kind of glad that I did that first because it's just a better representation of it. But it's still 10 health here rather than being a ton of different heart things. He has a pretty decent amount of killer, the terror gauge over here. Bloodlust gauge, that's what it was. Couldn't think of it for a moment. A lot of discarding of cards. And then the other thing that he has is his special ability is he targets the closest final girl or victim and only moves one space. So you actually ignore the boot icon over here. It's not a boot icon. He just moves one space, or it just moves one space, whatever you want to call it. If he is already in a space with a victim or the final girl, it does not move. But you got to keep in mind, this is terrible. 3 damage straight up to the top with 4. This thing, oh my God, you're going to have such a hard time going up against this thing because once the Eyeless starts really going at it and starts killing things left and right, oh man, you're going to wish you had those guard cards. Actually had this at 1, it starts at a terror level of 4. As far as the Eyeless goes, its main mechanic, of course, is noise. So you're going to get this. In the base game, it comes with like just a normal circle token. This is like the deluxe token or whatever, but it will always start at the 0 point on your time gauge and it will never drop below 0. It'll always be here. This is basically how much noise your final girl is making during the course of their turn, during the action phase and action phase only. Every time you play a card in the action phase, the noise gauge, whoops, come back here, will go up by 1. Now, don't worry about it actually meeting or exceeding the time chart or whatever. That doesn't mean anything. The time gauge, what it really matters is when you pull certain terror cards, it's going to have a symbol on it of the final girl's head with a number in it. If the noise gauge is greater than or equal to that number, then that is the action that the Eyeless takes. In addition to that, it has to be able to get to the final girl as well through a movement. So if you're far enough away, even though you're making noise, you're okay. So it needs to have 2 conditions need to be met. This needs to be greater than or equal to whatever number's on the card, and the final girl has to be within range of it moving. Mind you, it moves like 3 or 4 spaces on a clip, so I wouldn't really too worry about it. It's going to get you. Otherwise, that as this continues to move up, this will not drop back down to 0 until the end of the upkeep phase. So you got the entire time here in order to figure it out, and then it will zip back down to 0, and then you can start it again. This basically sets to 6, that sets to 0, and you go forward from there. There are things in the game that moves that up 1 permanently. There's nothing that I've seen that lowers it down at all, so just keep that in mind. There's also noise that you have to consider when using items. That's where these cards come into play. Now, these are double-sided. They're 1 noise and 3 noise on the back. The only thing that's a really kind of like, you gotta question what it is that you have on this is because this is representing how much noise using a certain item will be. So, for example, if you use a melee item like this pickaxe right here, it would be a plus noise of 1. So that means if you use a weak attack, it would be 1 noise because you're using the weak attack, plus the pickaxe itself, you would actually put it like this in your inventory, would make a noise as well. So this pickaxe would actually produce 2 noise that would move up the gauge in order to be able to like attract the Eyeless to you. In addition to that, if you use something really loud that can be heard across the map, say like a gun, for example, that will produce 3 noise. So you would lay that underneath like that. There's a lot of like questions in terms of like how much noise a certain thing makes, what could be, you know, what you're going to hear within the space that you're at or anything like that. But the general rule of thumb is a +1 noise can be heard by others near you in the same space. Melee attacks, pole vaulting, which is nice because we're in Utopia for an example, etc. And then +3s are heard by a distance in other spaces, gunshots, whistles, most vehicle. We're going to say most vehicle on here because you have like a bicycle and a skateboard, I believe, and other maps that may not make as much noise. So this is kind of like judging what you would think from other maps as well. Because remember, you can use the Eyeless on any map at all. You have to figure out what the noise level of whatever item you're using at the time, and then you place that underneath it. There is no noise items as well. So like this map, for example, you could use this map, make absolutely no noise while using it because it's just a map. You could also maybe say you're rustling the page and +1 noise. It's up to you and how you personally interpret it. I think that's kind of it's a cool little mechanic to this in order to like figure out if you want a harder game or not, and how quiet you actually could be when using certain items. And that's really it as far as the rule goes for Utopia and the Eyeless. It's very simple, pretty easy to go with, a lot more interpretation with the Eyeless than anything else. It's just that it's almost a little bit more that you have to remember, because now you have an additional step for the killer phase in order to summon the sand snakes, and an additional step for the Eyeless in order to reduce the noise level back down to 0 at the end of the upkeep phase. But with all that said and done, let's go ahead and finish all of our basics set up. I'm going to take both of these off right now. So now we have the killer ability right here, the finale, I should say. Shuffling that up, and whatever this is goes here. Let's then go ahead and grab the dark power. None of these are good, of course. So we're just going to shuffle this up and boom, there we go. Let's make a nice solid picture right there. I'm going to talk about Ronda in a moment, but let's go ahead and just take this dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 goes to the next level. 1. So this goes to the Eyeless. Let's roll again. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, right there for Ronda. And we can remove the rest of these from the game. I'm actually going to remove the dice as well. Shouldn't really say from the game because you never know when you're going to need them. But we have a very thick, I don't know, this seems a thicker terror deck than normal with these two added in. I feel like both of them have a lot of cards added to it, but as per usual, let's go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 right there. So terror deck has been set up. As far as the item deck goes, yes, I will be using Ronda's special item for this particular game. If it comes up, I'm actually going to throw it on the screen right now because obviously I have finished. I'm editing this after I finish recording, so I know if it's in it or not. So there's a big yes or a big no on the screen right now. Spoiler alert, sorry if you're going to see it or whatever. But if you see a yes on there, then just know that at some point during this playthrough, this will show up and it's going to be talked about and hopefully used in theory. I really have no idea right now. So that is one card. So now we're going to shuffle the rest of these. I really like her item. Her item is so good. So, and unfortunately, I haven't legitimately beaten the game with her yet because this is a really hard one, but I just couldn't resist. I had to do it. I had to do it with this one. Some of the special items for Series 3 have been kind of meh at best, but this one is awesome. I need that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Taking this pile, we go up to the top. And well, bam, we have our 3 piles right here for the bunker, the general store, and the sheep farm. Now, 3 items left. The first one happens to be a 6-shooter. Pow, 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 pow. Click, 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 click. So the 6-shooter right there has a range of 1, does 1 additional dice, does 6 additional shots, as would be expected. You may use at a range of 2 while you're standing on a boulder. So right there is a good example of how being on a boulder space actually helps you being able to increase your range for certain weapons. Next, we have canned chili. You ignore the effects of a sand snake attack in your space or an adjacent space for you and or any victims present. That is awesome. I need to get that because that saved my life a few times. And granted, I lost most of the time anyway, but very useful item. And then finally, we have a crowbar. Discard this card to add 1 guaranteed success to a search acting card because you're just prying things open. If I happen to have drawn the elephant gun at all during this initial setup, it would automatically go to the top of the bunker and whatever's in the bunker would replace that. So say the elephant gun was here at the sheep farm, it would go to the bunker and the 6-shooter would go to the sheep farm. It's just part of the rules on that particular item. It says it on the item as well. So just keep that in mind when you're setting up. That's what happens. Only when you do the initial setup. If you find the elephant gun anywhere else, it's there. Now, I do want to talk about Ronda really quickly before I do the setup because she's going to get on the board. She only needs 4 victims in order to be able to unlock her ultimate ability. And her ultimate ability is like a one-time use thing, but it does have a passive to it as well. That could be extremely helpful. Now, between her and Megan, I do like Megan more in terms of like Megan's abilities and everything, but I don't know. I just think Ronda is pretty BA for this case, and only needing 4 in order to get the ability is very helpful and extremely doable, depending on our setup. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and do that. So I'll just do one last little shuffle on camera. Who knows what we're going to get? Flip, flop, floop. It doesn't matter. These, I think, can go out of the game afterwards. Bouldering. Oh, that's fun. Wow. Everybody's on boulders. Well, most people are on boulders. A lot are on boulders. Okay, so first things first, we got right here, and you are actually in the Jeep trail. There are 2 victims on every boulder, which is going to be very nice for the beginning when the sand snakes start coming in. But of course, if the Eyeless ever gets on top of those boulders, he himself, or it itself, I guess, I'll just try to remember, just say it, will be basically immune from those attacks. I think that's all of it, right? 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. Fantastic. Next, we have an event that we are going to go ahead and do. And I'm going to actually take this deck and move it off screen and just kind of leave the events over here as I uncover them, should I need to put out more than one event. Most of the time when I play this, I've only ever seen one event, but it is possible for multiple events to hit the field as well. Maintenance check. Place 2 additional victims at the electrical tower and discard this card. So that's it. Done, done, done. And we have 2 more victims right here, which is awful considering the Eyeless is right here, very, very close to them. Man, opening moves are going to have to be something along the lines of saving those 2 as fast as I can. And then like, oh, gosh, I don't even know where to go. It really all depends where the Eyeless is going to go here first and foremost. I guess I can jump in and around and save them that way, but that's a risky maneuver. Of course, I always have a new signature action card that I'm going to be bringing into this that I might be able to use. So let's reveal that and then get this started. I am using Dodge. It's something I'm definitely going to need because I have the Eyeless at me almost constantly in order to try to kill me. And then, of course, the sand snakes coming out. You are allowed to use blue cards against them. Damage doesn't matter. Like, I can't retaliate against them, but I can reduce damage nonetheless. And here, it gives me a little bit of a free movement. So I like that. So Dodge is added to the mix here. With all that said and done, I'm just going to move these together as one so we know what they are. I'll just use them whenever I collect items. Grab our initial starting set of 0 cards, and let's get started. Normally I do an opening move of a focus and a walk, but in this situation, we're going to actually play this a little bit closer to here so you can see this area, because I always want to just make sure I do my noise first, and we'll do my time as well. So as soon as I play a card, I kind of want to do these 2 things together so I don't forget them. I'm going to walk first. Normally I want to do a focus in order to lower the terror gauge as soon as I can, but I want to buy distracts a little bit sooner than anything. And if I get a great roll here and get 2 automatically in, then that's a fantastic start. The chances of that happening are like slim to none, but hey, crazier things have happened, right? Oh, okay. All right. Well, you know what? It's still possible. We can still do it. I'll take my short rest and my weak attack. Now, here's the other thing that I had forgot to mention about the noise. I did mention that you make noise in your action phase whenever you play a card. That's very important because playing a walk is playing a card, but using 2 cards in order to convert to a success does not count to noise. In addition to that, if I play any cards during the killer phase, like retaliation cards, guard cards, or whatever like that, that also does not count for the noise. Same thing with items. Any items used within the action phase contribute to noise. Anything used outside of the action phase do not contribute to noise. So keep that in mind as you're playing, because maybe you want to hold off some stuff for the killer phase or whatever, and you won't make the extra noise. So I won't make any extra noise there. However, I did burn 2 cards in order to move 2 spaces to go 1 and then 2 down here and immediately rescue these 2 guys, get out of this paradise, and
find ourselves some real employment.
So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this right here in order to gain 2 less horror, or lower the horror gauge by 2, I should say. And then I'm going to actually pop this right here on this spot to move on to the boulders. So we'll move this down to 2, and we'll move ourselves up to here, thankfully for that. Now that's all we've done so far. And I know it's not a whole lot for a first turn, but I'm actually just going to leave it right now because the Eyeless doesn't move too much, and hopefully the terror card will be in my favor. That's the whole thing with this game. It's a lot of strategy and a lot of like when to play things, when not to play things, when to do stuff, things like that. I could toss something else from my hand in order to get 2 distracts, but instead with my 5, I'm just going to take, 1 distract, there you are right here, and I'm going to take 1 sprint in order to get myself moving a little bit faster. The 3 0-cost cards go up here, and I will grab them on the next turn. We do not draw sand snakes yet. It is not the end of the killer phase, it's the beginning. So now we have our Eyeless right here down at the Jeep Trail. He is targeting a final girl or victims. Most victims are right up here within the electrical tower now, so he's going to move up 1 space, only 1 space, to the, what is that one? The Old Road. Ooh, an old road, you say. Actually, I also realized I should probably get myself over here because I can rescue a ton of victims really fast. Now, first terror card. Okay, it'll be fun. Here we go. Some sinkholes are going in. The trailer park collapses, so the sinkhole will go on the trailer park. And then we're going to roll to see another space, a 3, which is house. Wherever house is, has a sinkhole, and we need to place sinkhole tokens in those collapsed spaces. Great, we've lost 2 spaces, so this is completely gone. I was kind of hoping to bounce up and around to collect those guys, but I guess that's not going to happen. And then within the house, this house just goes under. Oh, swallows up this guy. And there we go. That is 1 dead person swallowed up by the earth. And then, of course, that's going to go up and increase the terror and increase the bloodlust as well. Now it is the end of the killer phase, so let's draw some sand snakes. First place that they are going to attack is the general store. The second place they are going to attack is the house. Now, the house is currently unavailable, so we luck out on that one. But the general store, not so much. This is why this is brutal. Up from the ground pops a sand snake right in the general store. Oh no, the graboid. The graboid. Ah, you ate Miss Miyagi. Ah, and away he goes. Oh boy. Now again, this guy does not panic, but we did lose another victim. Oh, this is why this gets tough, because here we go. We're going to pop this here. We're going to move this up again. 1, we have discard the next terror cards. As you can see, that appears twice on here. That just speeds up our clock to when the finale is revealed. So this top card is gone. I'm not even going to look at it. We're just going to get rid of it. We're not going to worry about what it is. I'll look at it off camera, and I'll know what thing I've avoided. But otherwise, that is the end of both phases. Hurrah! Kind of, maybe. Let's do some sprinting. So this would have actually set back to 0 at the end of the upkeep phase, which is where we're at, and then it'll go up to 6 as well. Let's actually do some distracting. I'd rather do some distracting in the hopes to lower the terror gauge by 2 at the very least and gain some time. This will give me a noise though, so we'll see if I happen to lose any additional noise. If I manage to roll 3 dice this early in the game, I might have some chance of doing some damage to this thing. Oh, okay. If I dump 2, I will get that. I'm going to do it. I'm going to dump both of my focuses because that will actually put me where I need to go. So we're going to do that, dump those. So we've made that a success. So now we're a double success here. Boom, boom. So now we're rolling 3 dice because we're in the green. And we gain 2 time from that. So that is fantastic. Let's use that 3 dice. Do I want to walk or sprint first? And the problem is that now I'm cut off. The Eyeless is right here. So any hope of getting over to this side of the map to rescue all of these guys is probably not that good. I should just go 1, 2 and rescue a bunch of people and then get them out of here. And maybe target the the Eyeless over here to start just killing those guys, which would be terrible, but is a thing. And then I can rescue a bunch of these guys and get them out of here. Then I can start focusing on trying to get stuff like items and everything. Yeah, maybe that's the best idea. So let's go ahead and sprint. We're going to go ahead and use 3 dice in order to sprint and hopefully be able to get up to up to 3 spaces. I don't have anything to dump, so wish me luck. I just feel better rolling 3 dice overall. Just a better feeling overall. Oh, yes! Yes, that's 3 spaces. Okay, good. Okay, so then I can actually go 1. You know, I could do 3 and rescue those 2. But then these 3 are basically ripe for the picking for this guy. But if I rescue those 2, then I would have a lot. Oh, my goodness. Oh, the choices that you make. We're going to go 1, 2, back forward 1, 2, and we're going to take 2 victims with us. So there's 3 victims here now in the general store. Yeah, that's going to be what we do. I actually may then just go over that way and try to rescue a bunch of people as fast as I can out this exit and get them all on this boulder so this way the sand snakes don't hit them. Which means we're using our last card, the walk, in order to be able to get a 2-space movement. Even if I just get 1 space, I am fine with that because I can get most of them out of the general store. Again, I don't have anything in order to trade in, so whatever we get is what we get. Oh no! Oh no! Okay, well at least we know. Oh man. Well, we're taking a damage, so that's 1 down from Ronda. And we get to move 1 space. So we'll just take both guys and move them right. Wow, we got a little party up there on that boulder. But for right now, we're safe from sand snake attacks and pretty far away from the Eyeless as well. So we have 7 time because it went from 8 down to 7 because I used the walk. The noise is at 2, by the way, just to let you know as things go on. With that 7, well, first I have 1, 2, 3 coming back to my hand. I know that 2 is going to be a distract. Sprint. I meant 2 is a sprint. I don't want anything else. So that's 1, 2 right there. I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, so that's how it's going to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I actually have 7 cards in my hand. That's actually pretty impressive for having nothing going into this. Let's put that sprint back. You got to kind of have a good rotation of those. Put that distraction back. Probably use that later. 2 focuses and a walk as well here. So still plenty of movement cards in the market going into this. We're not doing that yet. First, the Eyeless has to go. So now what we have right here is the Eyeless is going to target victims or final girl and move 1 space. I'm actually going to have him move to the sheep farm because within like the expanded, so we have the electrical tower at 1 and the sheep farm at 1. So it's kind of an even number. But spanning off from there is 1 victim and then 2 victims. So I'm going to have him move down this way for 1 space, getting closer to multiple victims. Again, he's not attacking them. He's stalking them. And that's terrifying. Speaking of terrifying, let's flip the next terror card. Remember, we lost 1 because of the bloodlust meter. Okay, so here we go. Is it nearby? If the Eyeless is within 2 spaces of you, increase the noise by 1. He is not. Now, this is what I'm talking about. The noise is at 2 right now. If the noise was at 3 and the Eyeless could reach me in 3 spots, he would do this top thing. Unfortunately, neither of those are true. Both of them have to be true. Now what he's going to do is he's going to target the nearest final girl or victim, so he could still target you. Just keep that in mind. That doesn't mean you're safe. It just kind of focuses on you if you're making too much noise. He's going to move and attack, which means this poor guy at the sheep farm is petting some sheep. They're buying, and this thing comes in and rips him apart from head to toe, eating him, probably along with some lamb chops. We put that here. This moves up 1, and unfortunately, we have now lost a horror. I don't have focus anymore, so I can't even gain it back. We are also, unfortunately, 1 space away from his dark power, which might trigger depending on the sand snake. So first things first, we flip this one. All right, so it's the trailer park. Now the trailer park has collapsed. Apparently that's something that always happens. Because the trailer park has collapsed, he attacks the bunker, which is fine, there's no one there. And we have the old road. Oh no. Oh, never mind. We have the sand snake that pops up right there in the bunker, because remember, the trailer park has collapsed. And we have the old road, which is right here in between. Oh, so this thing heard the Eyeless attack this guy and some sheep there and was coming to investigate, but unfortunately found nothing. That's still very lucky for us, but at the same time, they can still attack quite a number of other places. Okay, here we go. I wish I had focus. I really wish I had my focus, but we're going to do a basic walk right now because I can at least walk 2 victims into that escape spot and hopefully get back to my original spot onto the boulder. Afterwards, worst case scenario, I'm going to definitely go ahead and sprint myself over there. Those will probably be the only 2 cards that I use this turn, are sprint and walk, as I continue to rescue people and then build up searches and other things in order to find some items. I really don't want to take another damage here, but it really all depends on what we roll. I am taking, oh God, this desert life. Those cacti are just everywhere. Watch where you're walking, people. Ouch, that hurts. This would have actually reset back to 0. This would have reset back to 6. So that is 1 and 1. I'm sorry, 1, 2. Oh, you know what? Never mind. I failed that one walk, so I wouldn't have had, I would have lost 2. I'm going to put back the close call just to kind of work that out. Which, by the way, if you use a close call on your action phase, it counts as using a card, thus will increase the noise gauge. So keep that in mind as well. Any card you use, like physically use for its ability on the action phase, increases the noise. Any item you use may or may not increase the the noise gauge, depending on what it is. But we took our damage, which is unfortunate. We do get 1 space, so we are going to move right up in here and be like, get out, get out, get out, get out. This is craziness coming around here. Hurry up.
Hey, give me a gun, I'll take one. I wouldn't give you a gun if it was World War III.
So we only got 2 options here, so we're going to go ahead and gain ourselves a health back. So I just do that off camera really quickly, just to show. She then also gains a search card, so that's great. So now I have 2 search cards in my hand. I pulled that from the, the market, so that is in my hand, which is fine by me. We have rescued all 4 victims, so let's go ahead and remove these. Flip her over, and ta-da! Ronda right now has the ability, when this power is revealed, gain time equal to the bloodlust level. Remember that it starts at 0. And whenever the bloodlust increases, gain an additional time, and she also gains health for every additional victim. So if we go on over here, we can see that it's 0, 1, 2, 3. So we actually gain 3 time. We go from 4 to 7, which is awesome. And every time this goes up, we will gain additional time. So we have the capability of possibly gaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more free time. Okay, 2 search cards, which is great. We're going to hold on to those. I don't know exactly where I'm going to search, but I will figure it out as I go along. Let's go ahead and sprint on up. Man, I would love to be able to get that guy away from the crossroads and then back onto the boulder, but we'll see what we get. Again, we're still only rolling 2 dice. I need to fix that next turn. Our noise goes up to 2. Our time goes down to 6, and we gain a single action, which is... I just want to save the 2 on the boulder. No, I'm going to save the guy in the crossroads. I know it's 1 compared to 2, but these guys are safe right here. They're actually the safest ones out of everybody here right now. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and say, get on out of here. Thank you so much for your services.
Well, I'll tell you, nobody handles garbage better than we do.
And that will actually bring Ronda back up to full health, which is great. I'm going to try not to be in adrenaline mode this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Even though it does gain me the extra dice, it is a very dangerous place to be. Okay, now we have 6 to spend. I am going to take 3 for a distract. I'm not ready to start collecting any of the attacks yet, because once I start gaining extra time because of the bloodlust gauge going up, I'll do that. So that's 1, 2, 3. We'll do a little bit more movement for 4, 5, 6 for the close call, and the rest of the focus. Nope, close call is going back again because now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? No. I'm going to take close call, but I'm going to leave a focus in here. I'm going to leave a focus right there. So that still is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards in my hand. So that's good. Sprint can go there, and a walk. That's still great stuff in order to put into our hand on our next turn. Should nothing terrible happen, which we know is going to happen. All right, so the Eyeless is over here going... using whatever clicking echolocation-y type craziness that it has. Oh, we're safe here on the rocks. Yeah, let's throw rocks at each other. Click, 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 click. And it moves right on up, right into their spot. Will it kill them? Probably. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Ugh, on the hunt. Okay, so in this situation, yes, it's going to kill them. The horror gauge goes up by 1, so it is now at 3. And now we have the noise gauge at 4 or higher. It is not, is only at 2 actually, which is really nice. It would have attacked me twice. Oh God. Yeah, that's why you gotta get those blue cards in hand in order to stop this thing. Otherwise, it's in a spot with victims. It's gonna feed. Oh, there it is! It's killing that thing. Oh my God, that poor guy. Oh Jesus, so dead, so dead, so dead. Ugh, and with this victim put right down here, this moves up one, and we are revealing the dark power. Oh, we have hard skin. Hey, it's Ronda. Cool. The Eyeless ignores the first damage it takes each turn. Oh man, so that means like even if the sand snake pops up underneath it, it won't do any damage to it. It'll like avoid it or whatever, unless I've shot it first. So whatever the very first instance of damage is against this thing on a given turn, it will ignore. That's gonna make things just a little bit more complicated. Speaking of additional complications, let's see where the sand snakes strike. That was my third take in order to be able to say that because of the tongue twister right there. Anyway, hiya! The sand snakes attack the water tower. I don't think anyone is there, so that should be okay. And they attack the electrical tower. There is a guy there. Oh, poor, was that Earl? Was that Earl from the original Tremors that was caught up there? He died of dehydration? Yeah, I think so. I'm not 100% sure, but right now, blah, blah, the water tower gets attacked by a sand snake, and this guy gets attacked by a sand snake, which again, the danger level of this map is wild because you got these things jumping in besides just the killer going, oh, yum, yum, crunch, 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 whoosh, and down it goes. Just another bloodlust moving up. And actually, technically speaking, I would have gained 2 time right here, so I am at 8 time instead of 6 because of Ronda's special ability. Because remember, that resets to 6 at the end of every planning phase, so I've gained 2 times since then. This now resets to 0 at the beginning of the upkeep phase. I need to lower this horror gauge and start running somewhere else for sure. All right, straight up distraction one more time. Let's go ahead and do that. We know we'll lower it by at least 1 for sure. Well, I hope, yeah, at the very least. We may lose a lot of time, but we know we'll lower it by at least 1. Hopefully we'll get enough to lower it by 2. Maybe I'll use another focus just to give me a bit of a buffer. 2 dice coming in. Let's see what we can do. We got 1 success. That's fine. So at least we gain 1 additional time. Well, we do make a noise by distracting them. That the idea, I'm surprised like distract doesn't do additional noise. You figure that would do something else because you're distracting the thing, but you know, we're just going to play it as written right now. That'll move up 1 and that'll move down to 2. That's fine. Right off the bat, following up with a focus in order to be able to at least hopefully get us into a 3 dice situation. Come on, Ronda, come on, Ronda, go! Whoops, that one went right out of the box. We got a success and a failure. But again, that's all we needed. We lost the time, but that's right. Noising for some focus, noising. We're noising it up, down to 8 there. Scuba, we are now, again, rolling 3 dice. Let's start moving around, and I think we should try to get ourselves to the general store to start searching for stuff. Actually, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to walk. We're going to walk, and we're going to try to save the 2 victims that are up there, just to get them off the board and kind of like not worry about anybody else. If I can get these 2 gone and then get over to the bunker and start grabbing stuff like that 6-shooter, I will be in a good position, I think. So bunker to grab some stuff, hopefully get down to the general store, grab some stuff, and avoid things along the way. All right, so we got 3 dice right now for this walk. We really, 2 spaces is ideal, but like, oh, sweet, yes. All right, so we're gonna go down and up 1. So we're rescuing a bunch of people from here right now. Unfortunately, the rest are gonna be at the mercy of the Eyeless because I'm just gonna leave them right there, but they are free to run.
I can't believe we said no to free beer.
Unfortunately, Ronda does not have any, oh, that was a time, by the way, and that would go up as well, right? That's 3. Oh, yeah, that's 3. Yep, that's 3 right there. That's fun. Maybe we're just going to get to the bunker because we are kind of far away from this thing, and I don't want to make too much more noise. So we'll sprint on over to the bunker at the very least, and then just call it right there. So I'm going to already move this down 1 and this up 1. And then we roll it up and get to that bunker and start searching while the Eyeless continues to feed on our utopian friends. All right, so we got 1 success. That's fine. That's all we needed to do. Over to the bunker we go. Now, you know what? Maybe I just go ahead and I search right now. If I search right now, then a search card will go back into the... Yeah, let's just do that. I have 2 search cards on me right now, so I'm going to use one of them right now just to look at or at the very least grab the 6-shooter and then go from there. So here we go. I really don't want that terror gauge going up again, so let's just make sure we get at least one success. I have a success, but I can continue digging if I dump 2 cards. All right, so we know that we're on 5 and 5. They're sharing the same space. Again, that doesn't matter. The time is really more for whenever you flip over a terror card, but that's going to be the last thing we play. I will dump my close call and my short rest because I don't need either of them right now in order to create a double success for the search to look at the top 2 items, pick one, and place the other on top face up or underneath face down. All right, pulling them from here, we know that we have the 6-shooter. We've seen this before. Pop, 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 click, 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 click. That is kind of one of Ronda. You would think that that would be her signature weapon, but it is not actually. Her signature weapon happens to be right here, FYI, as we go forward, Ronda's pickaxe, just like back home on the farm. Now, Ronda's pickaxe is amazing. +1 die when attacking with Ronda's pickaxe. You need to do that with critical blow, close call, all things like that. It doesn't add too much. It actually only adds 1, but at the very least, it is awesome. Oddly enough, I think for this, I really want both of these items, to be honest with you. They are 2 really, really good items. The 6-shooter is good because of the range, which is nice. And if I'm top of the boulder, I can actually hit even further. But the pickaxe is so fantastic as well because it adds the dice. Of course, we don't have to choose because I do have the search thing, but I think for right now, I am just going to take Ronda's pickaxe because it is hers. Leave me a note down in the comment section below which one you would have chosen out of those 2, but the 6-shooter is going to go back on top of the item deck. All right, so with that up here, we still know what's in the bunker. We're going to continue searching through the bunker on our next turn, but we are going to call it right now. We have 5 to spend over in the market. So we know that we get a walk and 2 focus, or 1 focus back, which is fine. I'm going to be using a search my next turn, which is just going to kind of look through that and grab the 6-shooter. Think maybe this time I'm just going to grab this Furious Strike, and for number 5, this Close Call, just to kind of have it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so then I can maybe start grabbing some of these next turn. I have my dodge, so I'll be able to avoid a sand snake should it jump up at me, which is very possible at this point. Distraction, close call, and these. Now then, killer phase. So he's right here with the victim. He isn't moving anywhere because that's all he would do. He would just focus in, find him. Now we draw a tarot card, which I'm pretty sure is just going to be killer kills the thing within him. All right, so what we have right here is another on the hunt. Yes, the noise gauge is above 4, is at or above 4, but he would need to reach me in his movement, which his movement right now is 4, and if we go to the board, I am way far away from him. He can't go here because nothing can go on the sinkholes. So at best, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm so far away from him. So that top thing doesn't affect because I'm too far away from him. Which means the bottom one does go into play, which is this guy staring down this victim. And, well, no, actually, you would have panicked. Hold on 1 second. This victim should have actually panicked during the panic phase last round. So he might be in the same spot because there is no rule to it, but I assume if you panic into a spot with a sinkhole, you don't move. But there are still ways for him to get out of here. Actually, it's a 4 over here and a 5 and 6 this way. So is there a 1, 2, 3? Nope, 1, 2, 3 leaves him right here on the boulder. It's a 3, so there is no, because that's a 4, that's a 5 and a 6. I wonder then if there was no sinkhole here, would it be my choice if I rolled a 4? Could I go to either one? Same thing for 5 or 6. That's a very interesting thing in order to be able to see that. It should, I don't know. I have no idea, but it doesn't matter because 3 doesn't exist. He doesn't run anywhere, and he is still fodder for the Eyeless, biting him to smithereens. That raises the terror gauge just 1 more time, actually putting my time at 7. So we'll go up here to 7, and now that's at 2, back down. I should have used the focus in order to give me a little bit of buffer, but I think I have a focus in my hand in order to regain it back. All right, here we go. The only thing bad right now would be if the bunker gets hit. Okay, so here we go. After resolving and discarding other Sand Snake's cards that were drawn, shuffle this card and all the stuff back. So I'm only drawing 1 this turn, technically, because that's kind of a dead one, but sheep farm. What was that? The sheep farm. So with that said, That's fine. All of this gets shuffled back together. The sand snake burrows through here, probably eats some sheep, nom, 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 and back down it goes. All right, noise gauge back down to 0. We are at 7. We're at 2. Before we do anything, let's go ahead and focus up. Try to like take a breather or something in order to figure out what we gotta do next. So move that noise up to 1. Again, we only get 2 dice here, but I just need 1 success, or I need to dump some things in order to get that success. So because I actually don't plan on going anywhere, I'm gonna go ahead and dump my close call and my walk right now. I do have a sprint. No, I don't have a sprint in hand, but I could buy them if I need to, in order to be able to lose 1 time, which is fine, but now go back up to 1. Let's go ahead and search this area in order to get that 6-shooter, time down to 2, and we know at least this goes to 5. I really have no interest in dumping anything, so whatever we get is what we get, and it looks like we get that 6-shooter. Fantastic. So we'll grab that, and I think what I'm going to do for right now is I will swap it out. I'll put it up here, so that's going to be in my active area. I'm just going to take one of my dice and just leave it there as a 6. This is now in my backpack. I got all these victims and everything here. We'll move that a little bit to the side because I want to just put this up here because as the eyeless starts moving around, I'll be able to kind of get myself into a better position and hit it. All right, end of turn. We'll take all of these back. Do I want to search anymore? Probably not. I really just want to get over to a rock. So I'm going to grab 1, 2. I have 3 left. I have 7 cards in my hand, so I'm going to go ahead and take a guard for 2 and a close call for 1. So that is everything. Again, I'm just kind of taking certain cards into my hand to use them to dump or to use them in case I need them for something else. But for right now, that's good. It'll get me a little bit closer to the eyeless because on my next turn, I probably should think about buying a retaliate and then critical blow and start getting myself ready to do whatever I need to do. I do want to point out really quickly because I did not do this before, but the 6-shooter, anything that's a gun, anything that shoots, anything that makes a really loud bang is going to be a 3 noiser. So just keep that in mind as well. So I'm going to put that here. This is what these are supposed to be used for, by the way. I didn't actually do that here, but I want to now do that. So that's there. And then this +1 noise is a melee item. So it's anything within my space and anybody within my space will be able to hear it. That goes there. What's nice about the pickaxe, not only get the extra attack, but it does go past that first initial shot. But man, this eyeless is going to be really, really powerful. So, okay. Now that's taken care of. The eyeless now go ahead and senses 1 more victim right here. I gotta get out. I gotta get out. And in it goes. We still got like quite a 1, 2, 3. We still got quite a number of terror cards. 5 terror cards left. So we're only halfway through the deck. But I'm telling you right now, he's going to kill him right here. And the next one's going to get discarded. So, yep. Just what I thought. We have to make some noise. Ching, 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 ching. I don't think the guy was really planning on doing that. The good thing about this is that there are victims on the board. So we are going to do this. This would be targeting the next victim. He's in the space, which is great. But he's only going to attack once because there's only 1 victim. If there was 2, they'd both be fodder. I can make it. I can make it. You thought you could make it, but you can't. You're dead. And another one bites the dust. Boop, boop, and it moves up there. We now have to deal with a 4 attack and a 4 movement guy. Going up 1 more is just going to be it. But Ronda is also now at 7 time because the terror cage moved up 1. Telling you, that special ability of hers adds up over time. Like it really, really helps just having that 1 extra time as the bloodlust gauge. I call it the terror gauge, but the bloodlust gauge goes up. But I can only do it 1 more time, and then her ability is basically voided. Goodbye that card. So now we only have 3 left before the finale. All right, so I've shuffled all this up. Let's see where the snakes go now. First one is the water tower, and there's actually nobody there, so that's great. There's like nobody else. Utopia has become a ghost town. And the electrical tower, I guess it's making, you have water dripping on the ground and electricity crackling that's attracting these things. Pop up right there. There is a 3rd sand snake that came as a model within this. I have yet to find a terror card or anything that says draw an additional, sand snake card, but that could just be not finding it within my game. So hooray, hooray. I mean, everything so far is coming up pretty well for us, but as we all know with Final Girl, that could change in an instant. All right, back down till we go. Let's go. All All right, moving right along, I am going to go ahead and just run on over to the boulders right there. So we're going to go ahead and sprint. Doesn't matter how much we have. We're just going to go ahead and move ourselves down. Noise got reset to 1, and our time is back down to 6. And that's all I really needed to do is the 2 movement. Hup, ha, awesome, very nice. There is a really cool item within the item deck called a pole, and again, if you know anything about the Tremors movie, they pole vault between these rocks in order to escape the first graboid that they meet within that original movie, and of course they've incorporated it here within the game, and I love it. That is awesome. I've used it, it works. I don't think it jumps, I do think it jumps over pit holes here or whatever, but like that would be if it was in the general store or something like that. It moves 1 space between rocks, like from here to here, here to here, things along that way. So it's a fun item in order to move very quickly around the board. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and just focus up 1 more to give myself 1 extra space. We'll move that up to 2. Making noise right now doesn't matter because he's going to focus on me sooner than later. But at least if I don't make a lot of noise, he may stay away from me, at least far enough away for me to be able to collect some stuff. And the only reason I didn't move the time down is because, hey, I may get a double success. And if I do, then I gain 2 time. What are you? What are you? What? Oh, you're dumping cards. Well, I got at least 1 success out of it. Whatever, I was going to dump them anyway. So let's just put those 2 on the bottom there. We'll go, instead of losing my time and gaining 2, I'm just straight up gaining 2 time at 8. And we'll move that down there. So that's good. We have 8 to work with. So I know I'm going to grab my critical blow and we'll just kind of wait ourselves out for right now. What else am I going to grab? So I have 5 in my hand. That's 6, 7. Critical blow is 8. So I have 2 left that I can spend on. Do I take an additional guard or do I leave that there in order to be able to have it for later? And I have walks in my hand if I want to get to the general store and start using, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to take the search card because I have a walk card in order to get me to the general store. And I think I'm going to go there in order to be able to maybe search out some stuff and then get back on the rocks and wait for the Eyeless. Let's put all this back here for later. We only got 1 focus. Oh no, we got to focus on a short rest. I had 2 cards coming back to my hand. Close calls are always nice to have. Yeah, we're doing okay so far. So on to the killer phase. So right now his finale still has not triggered. So he is going to go to the sheep farm because that's going to put him closest to the closest victim or whatever. So he's going to move on over here, which is great. He's still only moving 1 spot unless we draw a tarot card that says otherwise. Which of course is probably going to be the case. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, is that a severed arm? Okay, so there are no victims in your space. If there's no victims in your space, there are no victims in my space. Ooh, so discard and draw the next tarot card. Otherwise, it would panic all the victims in your space, and I guess we found something. We would have found something where we are. But no, that does not trigger if there are no victims in your space. So that's it. Moving along even faster, we have... whoa. Oh, no. Untimely encounter. Place the killer in your space and it attacks me. Holy crap, I wish I had my retaliate, but he just goes, jumps right into here and he is ready to take me on. Oh goodness, he is much closer to me than I thought he was going to be, and I do not like this. Guarding it up right now because it's the cheaper one of the 2, and if that goes back into rotation, I can grab another guard. Yeah, I'm glad that I didn't buy that second guard right now, but at the very least, he's attacking me for 4, and reducing it by half is going to help me out. Holy crap, holy crap, holy crap. Where did this thing come from? Oh, gee. Okay. Oh, all right, so that's 2 damage. Oh, this thing hurts. Ow, this thing hurts so much. I can take 2 more hits of those. Hopefully, 1 more hit, technically. And then hopefully this has hearts on the other side. Oh no! But because of doing that, the noise actually did not go up. Not that it mattered; it was in my space. But that was the thing. Okay. Oh boy. All right. That's the end of the killer phase. Expect the unexpected and prepare for the worst in this game every time. Let's see if that guy in the general store is going to survive. We have the old road for a snake, and we have the scrapyard. All right. So neither have anybody. Old road, right up and in there, and the scrapyard. What was that sound? Things are being attacked over here. Do we want to deal with this, Charlie? No, George, we're good. All right, let's get out of here. And away they go. All right, so now we're in the upkeep phase. Upkeep phase, this goes back down to 0. I'm thinking, hear me out, we do a little bit of a swap. So let's go ahead and take this 6-shooter, because it's one-handed. I need 2 hands for Ronda's pickaxe. Let's go ahead and put that as our primary weapon right now. So we'll put the 6-shooter right down here. We'll put Ronda's pickaxe right up there. We get 4 dice, 4 in attacking with this. I threw it into the bin so I remembered, because this gets +1 dice when attacking with it. Because it is our turn, let's just go at it. Let's go full force. Let's do a critical blow right there. Now, the initial attack for the pickaxe is going to do nothing because of the Eyeless's extra defense, but at the very least, I'm hoping to get a double right here because I can continue on and then I can throw down a Furious Strike and get 5 hits worth of damage on him immediately. Yeah, let's just put them both down right now. I'm crossing fingers, here we go. I've rolled more and seen less, but at the very least, this is for the critical blow. So here we go, rolling that out. Okay, so now we have 1 hit, and then I'm going to take this focus and this walk. We're going to trade that in. We're going to make that, boom, a double hit. So we know that we're doing 3 damage to the Eyeless right then and there. Now we're going to do the Furious Strike. Also, we gain a time, by the way, because the horror gauge would have went up 1, and that would have been fine. Now we're doing the Furious Strike. Let's go ahead and see what we can do here. I really want to keep my turn going, so let's go. Come on, stars. Come on, stars. Come on, stars. Yes, yes, yes. Smack you in the face. Take that, you ugly thing. So again, normally that would have been, what was that? 4 damage from the critical blow, and actually it's 4 damage from the critical blow and 3 damage from the Furious Strike. It ignores the first damage each turn, single damage, so it's 3 from the critical blow, and then 3 from the Furious Strike. So that's 5 gone plus 1. Wow. All right, so this thing is already at 4 health. That is amazing. The problem is, even if I weak attack it, I'm only going to do 2 additional damage to it, and then I am out of I'm out of things for a round. Also, with that double, I'm at 8 time. Maybe I just do it. Maybe I just go ahead and do this. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's do as much damage to this thing as possible. Pickaxe to the face. Will lightning strike a 3rd time? Yes, it did. It did. So that's 2 damage now. Oh, I'm so excited. Please tell me I'm doing this all good. I'm sure you guys out there would have told me if I've messed up on anything so far, but I think I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing all right. I'm getting ahead of this thing. I'm actually going to end my turn right now. Yes, the Eyeless is literally in my spot with me, but the finale has not been revealed yet, so it's not doing any additional damage. In addition to that, I do have a single dodge in my hand, plus I have 8 to spend. With that 8, I can grab 4 for Retaliate, which should be enough in order to be... I know the noise keeps going up and everything like that as well. I'll do the noise check in a moment just to see where I am because I've played a ton of cards. And that could affect how many times this guy attacks me. But I'm going to grab the Retaliate for 4. I'm going to grab the Guard for 2, so that's 6. And then I'm going to grab both Close Calls, 1 for each, just so I have stuff to dump in case I need to do anything else. Come here, Short Rest. Come here, Focus for the same purpose. My noise is at 3. Is anybody keeping track at home? No, it's not. It is at 6. My noise is at 6 because every time I use the pickaxe, it added a noise and I attack 3 times. So my noise is at 6. Again, for those keeping track at home, that's how that works because each pickaxe added a noise as it would be here. With that said, oh my goodness, we have Furious Strike and Critical Blow right here. We got another guard that I can pick up to protect myself and these right there. I got a lot of blue cards in my hand, which is great. That'll protect me should anything happen. I'm getting super excited here because we're getting to the point now where this is it. This is going to be our standoff. We only have to do 2 damage to him, and that's going to be the end of it. So he actually doesn't do anything. He's now just... We hit him so hard with this axe that he's a little bit stunned. He won't move, and he won't attack because the finale has not been revealed. I have 9 cards in my hand, just to let you know. I had to do a count there because I was feeling a lot of them. But we're on the last Terra card. Could be bad. Probably is. But let's see. 1, 2, 3. Hiya. No, my extra dice. Boo. Oh, and he's running away from me. Oh no, all the sheep are dead, apparently. All right, so that's gonna go to 2 on the horror gauge from 0 to 2. And he's gonna, oh, there is a victim on the board. He's gonna go right for him. This guy's in here rummaging around. Hey, I found some canned chili. This is awesome. Jumps over to this side, sees him eating, and just gnaws into his face and probably eats the chili along with him. Well, that moves the gauge up 1, so now he's doing 4 damage at 5 movement. Not that it really matters. I now have 7 as well for my time because it went up. The noise gauge is at 6 still, but it doesn't really matter because it didn't target me. And we have now finished going through the terror deck, which means we're going to be revealing our finale. That happens to be, dun dun dun, it can hear, oh god, it attacks twice. It can hear everything. So it moves and attacks twice. It's going to find me no matter what. If the noise level is 4+, repeat it. Oh no, I got to kill him. Oh, I got to get this thing out of here immediately or I am way dead. What's funny is, like, if the sand snakes attack, it doesn't really even matter at this point. Oh, doesn't matter. That's going to be shuffling back in. And the Jeep Trail. So these guys really mean absolutely nothing at this point in the game. Looks like you two have your own thing going on here. So, peace out. Bye. And away he goes. All right, my turn. There is a thought process of me switching to my 6-shooter at my upkeep phase, because this goes back down to 0, and firing at him. However, the problem then is I would really only get 1 attack off, which is going to be my... No, I won't. Do I even have... Oh, I don't have it. Ooh, I don't have a weak attack or anything. Oh, that's right. I used all 3. Good dur. I forgot about that. So in this situation, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just... What do I got? So I got a lot of retaliates. I'm going to go ahead and do this. He's going to come at me. He's coming at me. I have to burn this turn. He's coming at me. He's doing 4 damage to me. I have lots to defend myself. I have a guard and retaliate, which is great. I'm going to toss a walk to gain a time. I'm going to toss a search to gain a time. I'm going to toss, oh my gosh. I'm going to toss a focus. I gotta get back here, my close calls. I want you guys to gain a time. I am at, oh man, I should roll my focus in order to put myself back. I'm going to toss a close call to gain the time to 10. And I'll show you why I'm gaining it. Do I want it? No. I'm not going to do that. I am going to play my focus though. So I'm still at 9. I pulled everything back. I'm at 7. I'm at 7 times. So I still have all the cards. I didn't actually dump anything yet. I want to see what I get here for this focus before I dump everything. And I want to do this focus in order to be able to roll an extra dice. Okay. All right. So with that said, I'm going to take my search and my walk card. I'm going to dump them underneath here in order to gain 1 and gain 2. Okay, so now I'm at 9, and then I'm going to take my short rest and toss that to gain 10. That is all I am doing. Get back here, time clock. That is all I am doing for this turn. This is a prep turn right now. My guard and my retaliate are my big things, and I can now roll 3 dice. And on top of that, we get all this back, which is stuff that's great to dump. And with 10 time, I take a Furious Strike and a Critical Blow back to my hand. So regardless of anything, I am killing this thing. It is going to die, and I'm going to be very excited by it. All right, here we go. He's coming back for round 2. He's feasted. He is good. The noise gauge is at 4, so he's not gaining any additional things, so he's not attacking 4 times. Shot right here. And here we go. Now remember, I'm going to retaliate this first one. The first hit does not go through. All right, so this retaliate, we'll see what we get with the dice, and then we will determine what it is we're going to be doing. We are going to be dumping cards. Yeah, we're definitely going to be dumping cards. Whatever. 1, 2, let's dump focus and the walk. So that's actually a double success right now with this thing. So I take 0 damage, and I do technically 3 damage to it. 1 is reduced, which means we do 1, and it's going to be still alive. It's going to be still alive because that's what this thing is. Oh my God, it's oh no! no! Oh no, it's still alive with 3 health. Ow!
Is there some higher force at work here? I mean, are we asking too much of life?
Well, now it's attacking me for 4 again, so guard time. Here we go. At least, hopefully I can reduce it. So the reason I rolled 4 dice, in case you were wondering, is because technically the pickaxe is part of it. I actually don't think I should have rolled 4 dice because it was a reaction and not an attack. But it was an attack? I don't know. You guys let me know what you think down in the comment section below. But we're going to go ahead and grab our 3 dice here. Roll this up if I can keep things centered. And we get 1 success. I could make it nothing, but I'm gonna hold off. All right, so we'll take 2 damage right there. Holy jeez, and that's gonna be the end of the killer phase. Look at this pile of cards used. Oh my, might be some of the most cards I've ever used in it. Oh wait, some of this stuff should have went back. Retaliate, like all of this actually. No, I dumped all this stuff during this time. Yeah, okay, never mind. No, yeah, oh gosh, yeah, I used a lot. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I'm actually not too sure. It's getting to that point of the game where I'm getting very excited and it's coming down to the wire. Snakes, what was that? Scrapyard and Snakes Jeep Trail. I never actually found the rocks. There's the rocks way down on the bottom right there. Man, it just kind of went to the same things over and over again. I only show that because it is my turn once again, and we are just going to go ahead and do a critical blow. Because if I manage to get the highest thing, I have beaten this guy. Anything else, and I am dead. 4 dice, final attack. If I fail this completely, I have nothing to defend myself at all with for the Eyeless. So this is it. This is for all the marbles. We need a double success one way and or another. 1 star, but I can easily discard a weak attack and a furious strike whoosh, right here to do the final blow. Now I could have also, now that I thought about it on my turn, used dodge as well to reduce the damage and move away, but at his attack of 4, it's not going to matter. That would actually kill me regardless unless I have everything else. Well, with that said, this would normally do 4 damage, but it does 1 less because of this. 1, 2, and 3. Down he goes. Would Ronda have survived? Not at all. So we made the right call, and we have won. Huzzah! Yes! Congratulations. Your booming attack shattered the sound barrier and silenced the Eyeless. But wait, what is that other light getting brighter in the sky?
Did you notice anything weird a minute ago?
Well, that was something crazy for sure. I was not expecting it to turn out that way at all. I'm telling you, I've played this probably like 4 times, three or 4 times prior to doing an actual recording, and I watched some people play as well. This is tough. This is really tough. I managed to get the Eyeless in a good spot where he was able to just kind of hang out in like the corner of the map while I ran around and did everything else, and the sand snakes didn't bother me whatsoever. I had a game where within the first 2 turns, the dark power was revealed. It was really high up. I was probably like, I think it was almost at the top actually. So that was 4 tension cards gone, or tension cards. I'm thinking I'm Resident Evil. Terror cards gone within the first 2 rounds, and then just every terror card I pulled after that was it attacks and moves twice and everything. And I'm trying to keep my noise down to as low as I can, but sometimes you just got to play that extra card, and you're pulling that one. It was wild. Like there were just some games where the Eyeless was on top of me immediately doing that massive damage. There's 3 attack on the fault. Usually it's like 1 or 2. This thing goes 3, moving 3. It's super fast. This is a tough guy. But as you see, it is possible in order to kind of lead it around in different areas and distract it. It's just also a matter of getting lucky where these guys decide to burrow up from and deal with it from there. Once the Eyeless jumped onto my space, I thought it was over, but we pulled it off, and it was an epic win, and I am super excited for it. These are the type of stories I live for Final Girl. These are the type of narrations that when I'm playing, I can imagine it in my head. I can watch it as a movie as I'm playing. And it's just so much fun to be able to share this with you. And I hope you all are excited about it as well. So with that said, guys, let me know what you think of Don't Make a Sound, right? I don't know why I thought it was something else. Down in the description section below. What did you think of this? What did you think of the incorporation of both Quiet Place and Tremors within to this for the Eyeless and for the sand snakes, the graboids? Well, they're not graboids, but they're sand snakes, whatever. That's hard to say at times for sure. Let me know what you think of those down in the comment section below. Is this something that you were thinking about getting for yourself to add to your collection and now have been moved one way or another? As I've mentioned before, the complexity of this one is fairly low. It's not super low. It's a nice point between like easy and intermediate. So it's like, if you're familiar with the game, if you've played campaign, this could be like a good second or third feature film to add in because it's not adding too much to it, but it is a good challenge. Again, it's hard. It's a very, very difficult one to get through, and that's fine by me because it's a lot of fun being able to avoid the snakes while also kind of leading the eyeless around, just doing all different things. But I'd love to hear your opinions about this down in the description section below. And then, of course, just in general, what have some of your games been like? Have they been as successful as this or mostly the failures that I've had? I still maintain this might be my favorite one right now for Series 3. It's definitely my lowest win percentage by all means, but this might be my favorite one for Series 3, and that's oh yes, it's awesome, and I loved it. I was afraid that I was hyping myself up too much for it, but it is awesome, and I'm so glad to be able to play this for you guys. So, in order not to miss any future Final Girl action, being going down to Hellscape or Falconwood, or heck, we don't know what's coming out for Series 4 right now. I got Buddyland already out. I'm sure maybe I'll get Mort at some point and play that for you guys, so that's going to be exciting. Be sure you are subscribed to the Home Gamer Dad. If you wish to support the channel even further, there's a ton of ways to do that down in the comment section below. I mentioned earlier about checking out those affiliate links for these games, whether it be through Amazon or Noble Knight Games or wherever it is out there. Again, using those links to make your purchases, if you're really looking to add something to your collection, is a massive help to the channel and a huge thank you from me to you guys. Of course, there's always the memberships, YouTube memberships or Patreon memberships. Getting those will give you an early viewing of my sessions before anybody else. Plus, you get extra voting power when I'm asking for stuff, plus a few other perks here and there as well. Honestly, regardless of all that, forget all that, move that out of your mind for right now. What I really appreciate is your view, your like, your share, commenting on this video, and of course, you just being here with me right now, sharing my love for this game, taking my infectious enthusiasm through the screen into you, making you smile, making you have a wonderful day, and enjoying every bit of these as much as I do. Guys, thank you all once again. You've been absolutely amazing. Take care of yourselves and each other. We are family forever, gaming together, whether we live in the perfect utopia or just every day living as we do. Be sure to keep on smiling and keep on having a great time. And man, I am riding high on this win. See if I can keep it up. Who knows? We'll see. Till next time, you have a good one, and I will catch you all later.